Some SUVs have earned a reputation as dependable family vehicles, the kind you expect to drive for 200,000 miles without breaking a sweat. But talk to enough mechanics and you'll hear a very different story. Some SUVs that look reliable on the surface are actually hiding expensive problems under the hood. We're talking about transmission failures, electrical gremlins, and repair bills that can easily erase any savings you thought you were getting. In today's market, where extended warranties, insurance rates, and maintenance costs can make or break your budget, picking the wrong SUV can turn into a financial nightmare. That's why today, we're breaking down 6 SUVs that seem reliable at first glance, but mechanics say you might want to avoid. And trust me, the #1 vehicle on this list has surprised a lot of buyers. Let's start with a small SUV that looks stylish and practical but can become surprisingly expensive to maintain. Fiat 500X, stylish but costly. The Fiat 500X is a compact crossover that appears perfect for city driving and weekend road trips. It's stylish, practical, and seems like a smart little SUV at first glance. But underneath the surface, things aren't so simple. The 500X shares its platform with the Jeep Renegade. While that may sound like a benefit, it also means it inherited some of the same reliability headaches. Owners frequently report electrical issues, sensor failures, and transmission complaints, especially as the miles start adding up. These aren't catastrophic failures, but they are small, frustrating problems that accumulate over time. Once these issues arise outside the factory warranty, repair costs can grow quickly. On top of that, depreciation is another concern. The Fiat 500X tends to lose value faster than many competing SUVs, which means that if you finance one new, you could end up owing more than the vehicle is worth within just a few years. So while it looks like a smart, compact crossover at first, the long-term ownership costs can tell a very different story. Ford EcoSport, the budget SUV trap. Next is the Ford EcoSport, a familiar sight on American roads. Ford marketed the EcoSport as an affordable entry-level SUV, but its long-term reliability hasn't impressed mechanics or owners. Many EcoSport models come with a 1.0-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. While efficient, it can feel strained during highway driving or when the SUV is fully loaded. Over time, mechanics often report issues with turbo components, cooling systems, and sensors. Reliability surveys from organizations like Consumer Reports and J.D. Power frequently place the EcoSport near the bottom of the subcompact SUV category, especially when compared to competitors like the Toyota Corolla Cross or Honda HR-V. Depreciation is another problem within 5 years. Many EcoSport models lose over 50% of their original value, leaving buyers upside down on their loans. Insurance costs can also be higher than expected due to repair expenses and urban accident statistics. Even though it carries the familiar Ford badge, the EcoSport doesn't match the reliability or long-term value many buyers expect. Mitsubishi Outlander, a bargain with a catch. The Mitsubishi Outlander might look like a practical choice. It offers 3 rows in some versions, competitive pricing, and decent fuel economy, all features that appeal to families seeking value. But the long-term picture is more complicated. Many Outlander models use continuously variable transmissions, CVTs. While CVTs improve fuel efficiency, they've consistently raised concerns for mechanics. High-mileage Outlanders often show signs of premature wear, overheating, or even complete transmission failure, which can cost several $1,000s once the warranty expires. Performance under load is another issue. The Outlander's smaller 4-cylinder engines often struggle when the vehicle is fully loaded with passengers or cargo, contributing over time to drivetrain wear. Resale value also lags behind competitors like the Toyota RAV4 or Honda CR-V, meaning owners recover less of their purchase price when it's time to sell or trade in. While not every Outlander fails early, the data suggests it doesn't consistently match the durability of top SUVs in its segment. GMC Terrain power that doesn't always last. The GMC Terrain looks solid and capable, the kind of compact SUV buyers associate with reliability. But under the hood, certain engine options have raised concerns over the years. Earlier models with the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine developed a reputation for excessive oil consumption. In some cases, owners needed to add oil frequently between service intervals. If left unaddressed, this can eventually lead to serious engine damage. Later turbocharged engines offered more power and better fuel efficiency, but they've been associated with problems involving turbo components, sensors, and cooling systems as mileage increases. Once these vehicles pass the 70,000 to 80,000 mile mark, repair costs can start rising, particularly if major components like the turbocharger or engine internals need attention. From a distance, the Terrain looks dependable, but long-term service records show that certain powertrains struggle to maintain the durability buyers expect. Jeep Cherokee, where the reputation cracks. The Jeep Cherokee carries one of the most recognizable names in the SUV segment, with decades of off-road capability attached to it. For many buyers, that reputation implies durability and long-term dependability. but service records tell a more complicated story. One widely discussed concern is the automatic transmission used in several model years. Owners and mechanics have reported rough shifting, hesitation during acceleration, and delayed gear engagement. Software updates have helped in some cases, but complaints persist in higher mileage vehicles. Electrical systems are another source of repeated service visits, including sensor malfunctions, infotainment glitches, and warning lights triggered by electronic modules. While these aren't always catastrophic failures, they can result in frequent trips to the repair shop. Warranty data reflects these issues, with certain model years showing higher than average claims compared to other compact SUVs. While the Cherokee offers solid off-road capability in some trims, its long-term mechanical consistency hasn't matched the expectations many buyers associate with the Jeep name. Dodge Journey, cheap to buy, costly to own. And finally, the biggest surprise on this list, the Dodge Journey. Thousands of buyers chose it for its low price, 3 rows of seating, and family-friendly features. At first glance, it seemed like an unbeatable bargain. But long-term ownership tells a different story. One major issue is the outdated platform. Even in later model years, the Journey relied on technology more than a decade old. Compared to newer competitors, it lacked engineering improvements that enhanced durability and efficiency. Reliability ratings consistently place it near the bottom of the midsize SUV category, with complaints ranging from drivetrain problems to electrical issues. Resale value is another drawback. Many Journeys lose value rapidly, often becoming worth only a fraction of their original price after a few years. The key takeaway is simple: a vehicle's image doesn't always reflect its long-term reliability. Several of these SUVs seem like sensible purchases at first: practical size, familiar brands, and attractive pricing. But once they accumulate miles, patterns like transmission failures, engine problems, and rapid depreciation can turn them into expensive ownership experiences. That's why experienced buyers and mechanics focus on service history, drivetrain durability, and long-term reliability data, not just the appearance or the badge on the grille. Sometimes, the smartest decision isn't choosing the SUV that looks most reliable. It's choosing the one that actually proves it over time. And that's the reality. Not every SUV that looks reliable actually holds up over time. Some of them can quietly turn into some of the most expensive mistakes you'll ever make. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to avoid costly car decisions in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about exposing the truth behind cars, what's worth buying, what to avoid, and what dealers won't tell you. Also, drop a comment below and let me know which SUV surprised you the most on this list. And if you're thinking about buying a car soon, you definitely don't want to miss the next video, because we're breaking down the SUVs that are actually built to last. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next one.